Hello everyone and welcome back. Now I'm heading up again to the pepper pot. Now maybe you could record a couple of videos ago. I tried to come up here for the Milky Way and was very unsuccessful. Now every time I do attempt this, something goes on. Either a bank of sea fog comes in, the weather's wrong, but today it's looking very promising. So I'm heading up there now, and not only that as well, I am going to be doing the straight up the hill version. So since starting out the blog, some of you may know that I've been using this to lose weight. That's still going good, although I haven't lost a lot of weight recently, only 1 pound over the last 3 weeks. But on the upside, I haven't gained it, so I'm really happy with that. But no, also I've got a new toy to do my recording on, and I am now using a DJI Osmo Pocket. So this is the first one on this, so hopefully it comes out all right. Anyway, less of the jibber jabber from me. Let's get up to the top and talk about the pepper pot itself. Okay, so we have made it up to St Catherine's Orangery. Now, on the Isle of Wight, us locals, we know it as the pepper pot. And this is a 13th century beacon for light. And according to the legend, it was Walter de Goditon. Sorry, I can't actually say the name, but I'll write it down here. He was the Lord of Chell back in the 13th century. And he stole wine from a shipwreck that was from the French monastery, and what had gone to happen there was that he was threatened with excommunication unless he built the orangery up here to obviously guide any other ships in the future about the shipwreck. So there's a bit of history about it. What is left now is obviously this standing tower, and a lot of us, well, as known as the pepper pot, and it is absolutely gorgeous around sunset, sunrise, and for what I'm up for here this evening, the Milky Way. Yeah, this evening I've come up before daylight to show you guys the setup I'm using to capture the Milky Way behind the pepper pot. Now, I have been after this shot for some time, and each time I come up here the weather's turned out wrong, or we've had this really horrible sea fog coming up over the top, but tonight it's looking very promising. Jupiter is already out, so that's a really good sign for me. But anyway, as we're saying, now I'm setting up for a time lapse on my small camera, which is the Nikon D5200, and I'm using the Samyang 14mm 2.8. So that's just going to be sat here, and fingers crossed, unless it goes wrong, which it usually does with me, I'm going to get myself a mini time lapse of the Milky Way coming up behind the pepper pot. Now, the other thing I have set up for tonight's shot is, I don't usually use this, but I'm using the star tracker. It's the Move Shoot Move one. Picked it up second hand for about 150 quid, so I'm happy with that bargain. And what it should initially do, you need to take 2 exposures. So first of all, I need to set this up. The first bit, I need to make sure that anything below this box is absolutely level, so the tripod is all straight, which it is. And then I put on my box, and I have to polarize this. So I'm able to twist down here, it swing round all the way round, and when the North Star comes out, or the Polar Star, I will align it using a little laser, and that will be polarized. Once that's done, I will then move the camera in the position I want, which is going to be initially over this way, because the Milky Way is just down to the left here. And then what I can end up doing is a 5-minute exposure using this thing on the stars at a lower ISO, which now brings you a cleaner image. But then when you do that, that'll make the foreground all blurry. because the tracker inside is counteracting the earth movement. So when the earth's spinning left, the counteractor is going right. Anyway, it's all mechanics and I don't do mechanics, but still it works beautifully. But the pepper pot in the foreground is going to be blurry, so then you're going to have to do a second exposure with the tracker turned off, and that will give you a really nice foreground, and you'll blend the two together, making that really, really nice crisp image. So we're going to get set up, wait for the sun to completely go, which it near enough has, and the light to fade, and then catch the Milky Way. So that was a fantastic evening. A couple of boo-boos and some things I really should remember to take. First of all, I forgot to take my shutter release cable, so I couldn't do any 5-minute exposures. So I had to stick with the 30-second exposures, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. 30 seconds, f1.8 at ISO 1600. They'll do. They're good. I've been able to get the photo now I've been after. The other boo-boo, I wasn't able to do the time-lapse because I could not get the camera's inside philometer to work because it was just kept stopping at 25 photos. I set it all up to run for like 240 photos, 500 photos, but it just kept stopping it after 27. God knows what's going on there, so I'm going to have to purchase myself an interphilometer so that I can use that instead. But anyway, I'm happy with the whole entire evening. Chuffed, big chuffed. So when you guys are out and about, don't forget, see it, capture it, and make it yours. Until next time, have fun.